I saw this challenge and I knew I had to take it on. Welcome to PokeGrid. So this is basically Pokemon Sudoku. Each Pokemon you put in a box has to match the category on the left as well as the category up top. So top left needs to be a dark Pokemon that can learn Crunch, which actually is a lot of them. My mind's kind of immediately going to Mighty Yenna. I feel like that one would be pretty commonly taken. Another one that I'm thinking right away is Carvana and Sharpedo, I believe, can also learn Crunch. I think the actual one that no one's going to see coming here is this. And so you're probably thinking, wow, Gyarados, that's not right. But Mega Gyarados is actually a dark type that I think a lot of people would forget about. Okay, that's a great start. This is very promising. 3.6% selected. Okay, on to a dark type that's weak to fighting. This will actually be most of them with the exception of probably Volibee and Mandibuzz. There's probably some others I'm forgetting right now. Honestly, my mind goes right to Zigzagoon Galarian form. I feel like that one wouldn't be picked very often. But on the other end of things, that means Linoon Galarian form is probably picked the least. Which it is 2% is really good. Okay, now we need to pick a dark type that's 1.5 meters or shorter. There's so many options for this. I think I was talking about it earlier. Let's go Volibee. Actually, let's go Grimer Alolan form. 1%. That's insane. Now a water type that can learn Crunch. I'm thinking maybe Crawdaunt. We kind of used Mega Gyarados. I probably should have been thinking that a little more. Alternatively, we could go Gyarados here because Gyarados actually can also learn Crunch. I feel like Gyarados would be pretty commonly picked. I'm thinking Crawdaunt. Okay, 2% is great. Now we need a water type that's weak to fighting. Any water rock type is weak to fighting here. That's always an easy pick. So the Omanites, the Omastars, I feel like those are going to get picked pretty frequently here because they're Gen 1, and at least in this category. I read ahead a little bit and I have some sneaky strategies planned for these ones. So I'll show you guys that in a second here. So water fighting, Babarrel, I feel like would kind of not be super common. I guess Kabuto and Kabutops kind of also fall in this category. Let's go Turtoga, 2%. Okay, we're on a hot streak. Now, for a water type that's short, there's so many options here. There's 134 options. There's literally no way anyone's picking Omastar here. Okay, 0.4% is insane. A dual type that can learn Crunch. I feel there's lots of options here. I feel like in my head I'm just thinking Luxray, but he's only mono electric. I just remember using Crunch with him a lot as a child. Crunch dual type. This is gonna be insane. I'm like 90% confident Muck Alolan form can learn it, and it is dark poison. I think we're just gonna lock this in. 0.6% is insane. Okay. And now another dual type that's weak to fighting. There's so many options. So anything with rock or normal type or steel type. So we got lots of options. There's probably no point in going like a 4 times weakness. That's probably a little excessive. So my logic here is if everyone's picking a water, like let's say everyone's picking a water rock type, or like for this category, this is my logic here. Everyone's picking a water rock type for this category. Meaning for this category, they're probably thinking something else. If they did a water rock here, they're not going to want to do a water rock here. So my immediate guess is Omanite. Just why not stay on the same train of Gen 1? Oh my God. 0.3%. Okay, we got to really lock in our last one. A dual type that's 5 foot or shorter. I mean, I think we end this off with Pokemon number 1. Mr. Man himself, Bulbasaur. It kind of ties it full circle. I feel like it'll be a pretty commonly, I don't know, will it be that common? I feel like a lot of people overlook the fact Bulbasaur is grass poison. I don't think, if you're thinking dual type, I don't think it jumps to your mind. I think people are thinking like the Weedles that are bug poison. I think people are thinking a lot of the birds like Pidgey, Pidgeotto, those would be top picks. Obviously, pretty much any bird is normal flying. I think we just go Bulbasaur. 3, what was it? Is that 3? 3, wow, that feels like a very good score. I'm assuming we want low. That's unreal. 3%, that's a nice looking board. Most popular. Oh, I got cooked. Wishy-washy solo forms the most popular. I never would have guessed that. Empoleon here kind of makes sense. Steelix definitely makes sense. There's just some of these had so many options. Houndoom, that makes sense. For alligator, interesting. I didn't even think about for alligator. Error loading the leaderboard. Damn. Okay, I picked the most popular, but it's still purple. Let's go. That was a great day one of PokeGrid.